in this corner, it's the father of all sports drinks, first developed for a college football team, but then bought by PepsiCo. It's been replenishing fluids and electrolytes since the 1960s. It's Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Oh, jump, Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Oh.
Gatorade.
And in this corner, it's Coke's answer to Gatorade, developed in the 1980s and promoted as the official drink of the Olympics. It's the rival to the sports drink throne. It's Powerade.
Oh my God, the Olympics. Age-old tradition. Powerade.
Sports drink for a sports drink. The game is on. Right now on You Tried Dat. You Tried Dat. Sports drink head-to-head episode. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock.
I'm thirsty.
Nick Geiger.
I'm not.
Well, you're going to be drinking some
I'll still
drinks.
drink
So.
something. I'm just not thirsty.
You picked the wrong episode to join.
All right, guys, what is your history with either Gatorade or Powerade or sports drinks in general? GMAB, let's start with you.
Well, I was the first athlete Gatorade signed to represent its product, so I'm a little bit in the bag. It was
what sport?
It was Michael Jordan and I. Sport? Jacking off. That's it. No. You know how
that's a sport now, huh?
I came up with the original idea. You know the original ads where Jordan was sweating and all the beads of sweat came out orange like Gatorade? My jism came out like neon yellow. I have ruined this episode from the very start.
New record for the quickest anyone ever shut off the episode.
We didn't drink it a lot growing up. We didn't drink it either one of these growing up. Although I suppose Powerade. When did Powerade come out? When we were in college or later after that?
It said the 80s was the research that I had done.
I don't remember it being there then, but I drank it more like in high school and in college. I always liked Gatorade. And even now, like at the gas stations, I've been trying to drink less soda, so I've been steering myself toward more like Gatorade and like sports drink type stuff, even though it probably isn't a whole lot better than soda, health-wise.
Chad, what about you?
I never drink either of these. I'll always drink like water instead if I'm exercising. I think the only time I'll drink these is if I'm running, like a lot of times you do a race, like running a half marathon or something, and then there'll be people at the different stations along the way, and they'll have cups, like little plastic Dixie cups filled with Gatorade, and so then I'll just take it. But even then, I'd still rather drink water because half the time when I'm drinking that cup while I'm running, it'll like spill down my face, and then it dries, and my face is all sticky. So
sounds like a drinking problem, not a Gatorade problem.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's part of the problem, too, is that instead of actually drinking them, I just dump the Gatorade all over my head and face and just assume I'll absorb it into my body. It doesn't work out that way.
I used to drink Gatorade a decent amount growing up, and recently, probably the last couple years, I have a Powerade. I drink Powerade Zero a lot, like 4 or 5 of them a week, probably. Just in addition to water, just to have a little flavor to it. But when I go back to drink the regular ones now, they just taste so sweet that it's really tough to get back into because the Zeros are just a much more watered down version of them. Have you guys had those Zeros before?
Are they like 0 calories or something? Is that it?
Yeah, right.
That's what the Zero is, not like you're a zero for drinking this.
Powerade Loser is what it was.
Are you drinking the Powerade Zero taste?
The regular Powerade was for things like basketball and football and stuff like that. And Powerade Zero is for sports like jacking off and some of the less popular sports.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah, jacking off is one of those sports a lot of people don't recognize as a sport, like auto racing. But you got to be a real athlete,
right? But just like baseball, there's a lot of room for soft toss and lefties
You're right.
in that sport.
Yes.
How do you win, Geiger?
You get to orgasm.
That's it?
Yeah, it's your prize.
Everyone's a winner.
You get the respect and adoration of all your peers and family when you announce real loudly that you're a champion masturbator.
Everyone is a winner except for the judge that has to watch you
Right.
do that. They're the
That's
they're the
actually
losers.
pretty hard to perform with a panel of judges staring at you while you're doing it, but that's what true athletes do. They come through in the clutch, literally.
All right. Geiger and I recently felt like losers. So after one of our sporting events, it was not jacking off, it was we were playing a regular sport.
Yeah, one I'm bad at.
And so we get to the parking lot, and I say, oh, well, go get the snacks that you're going to give me for the next few apps. And he's going to bring them over to my car. And spoiler alert, we're going to be doing a M&M tournament. And so we have a giant Ziploc bag of M&Ms, of 20 plus kinds of M&Ms that have been taken out of the bag and put into mini Ziploc bags, which are now in one giant gallon-sized Ziploc bag. So it just looks like a huge bag of candy. This thing weighs probably 5-10 pounds. So I'm talking to this older guy from our team who's probably almost 60 years old. And he's just chatting me up about God knows what. Geiger comes over, hands me the Ziploc bag, and it's got my name on it, real big, Novak, and a magic marker across the front.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy says, "Oh, you don't see, he says, I see a lot of that stuff out in Vegas, but not around here anymore." So I wasn't sure what the hell he was talking about. I was like, I was mostly just confused. I thought, oh, okay. And I didn't say much. And then he said, well, maybe it'll start being around here soon, but I didn't get, put two and two together right away that he thought that these were drugs.
Right.
Because the next thing he said was, did I see some suckers in there? And so then I said, yeah. And I said to him, oh, me and Geiger, we do a podcast where we try a bunch of stuff and then we talk about it. And he still then thought the podcast was about trying drugs.
All right, this week we're gonna snort a line.
Well, he's like an older guy who used to be a musician, and he just kind of feels like a guy who's seen some stuff a little bit. And I definitely did not want to explain to him what it was. So he's talking to Novak, and I just march up to Novak and go, here, and give him the bag, and then walk away because I didn't want to be in the conversation. And Novak comes over, he's like, I think so-and-so thinks we're doing drugs. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, and so then I just kept saying, yeah, and then he walked away saying, I might have to get some of that for my, pains, because he was talking about being sore after the game. So here's the problems with all this. He also told me, right before that his girlfriend's daughter works with me and knows me. So now this guy is thinks I'm a drug addict and is probably telling people I work with that I'm a drug addict.
My favorite part of the entire scenario is just to set the scene. So this is what this guy thinks. I walked up to Novak with a clear plastic bag full of a lot of drugs, filled to the brim of drugs, with his name printed on it, casually tossed it into his trunk in front of everyone in a public parking lot next to a children's park. And then waltzed away. And Novak, I'll steal Novak's line. He's the thing that made me laugh the most, because we were talking about later. Novak was like, yeah, you should have just given it to me, and then said, all right, that'll be $14 million. There's just so many drugs in there.
You're that kind of badass motherfucker that's a believable thing you would do.
Hey man, I got your drugs.
Wait, so when did you then, because he said he left, so when did you realize that's what he meant, that he thought they were drugs?
I was picking it up as he was talking, but it wasn't that long. It was probably 30 seconds of conversation. And then as he's walking away, I'm thinking, he thinks this is drugs. And I definitely had a
Wait,
chance.
It's just M&M's! Don't go! These are M&M's, not drugs!
I then also thought the next time I saw him that I should explain, I think you thought this, but I saw him and I didn't explain it. So.
Well, that or Novak, I guess the other theory is that all of this guy's other friends out in Vegas have been doing drugs and giving him peanut M&Ms instead. He's pretending to get high. Oh yeah, he's
He has some like drug dealer friend that's been scamming him for forever. Just like
right.
hands him a bag of plain M&Ms, like still in the wrapper, and he's like, "No, it's it's meth.
It's Molly,
Let me
yeah. Just try
disguise
some.
it that way to get it over the border."
So we'll have to put up a picture of these bags. So the bag, just so you can see what this guy thought was a bunch of drugs. But it's clearly, if you just look at it in passing, it's really multicolored. So there's just no way that he should have thought it was drugs.
It could not be
There's
more
so many
evident that it was
things.
a bag of M&Ms. There's no possible way. It looks exactly like a giant Ziploc bag full of M&Ms.
It could have been a bag of Skittles. You never know.
That's true. It's true.
And to write my name all over the drugs, like just, I would be really pissed at you.
That's the part you'd be pissed about.
I'm still waiting for my $14 million.
That's great.
So yeah, they were not drugs. We're getting this down here on
yes.
a recording.
Wait, why did you just wink like 10 times?
Anyone
when you
tries
said
to.
that? They were not drugs.
They were not wink wink drugs.
There's something in my eye. I can't stop winking because
We've been winking this entire year and a half long of podcasting. Every one of these snacks is really just a drug we've been trying.
This drug is dog shit. No, it is. Like terrible. Somebody told me I could get high by snorting dog shit.
Wow. That's gross.
Now who's taking advantage of? The guy giving M&Ms or the guy snorting dog shit? All right, let's drink these drinks here. We've got the Powerade and the Gatorade. We'll start with the Gatorade. And Chad, do you have a sports drink scale for us?
I do, yes. Let me check my notes. So, yeah, so these are, as you know, Gatorade drinks and Powerade, they make a big deal about the electrolytes, right? Like, so the electrolytes is why you drink them, whatever electrolytes are. So we've got a 3-point scale here that we're going to rate these on. So, what is that face?
What are you doing?
I had a yawn that wouldn't stop, and I saw Novak staring at me, so I don't know, smile.
I'm making faces like you are using drugs.
Okay, so starting at the top, we've got Electro Tight, as in this shit is electro tight, son. Then in the middle, we've got Electro, all right. And then at the bottom, Electro Shite.
Nice.
So there we go.
This is dog shite.
Now this is we decided to do the lemon lime flavor here, and the reason I picked that out was because it was the first one I came across when I was in the store, but also because I could find it like this is called lemon lime in both brands, and so we didn't have to try to be like, oh, what's the Powerade equivalent of like Frost Giant or whatever the other ones are called.
Frost
Giant.
I clearly don't drink this shit.
I think it's a Marvel movie.
But
that's from Game of Thrones inspired.
But the thing with that the lemon lime does remind me of, it reminds me of this really quick story where my wife and I were visiting one of her friends down in LA, and her friend has a tree in the backyard, the lemon tree. And I was out there and I was looking at the tree and like, I got like, I was sort of like really impressed with it. And I came back inside because on the tree, there was yellow fruit, right? Lemons, but there was also green fruit on the tree. So I came back inside and I said like, my mind was totally blown. In all sincerity, I was like, I didn't know that lemons and limes grew on the same tree. And like, they were both kind of staring at me like, fuck is your problem? They're like, those aren't limes, those are unripe lemons, you idiot. I remember Janet's friend said, there's no such thing as a Sprite tree.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I felt pretty stupid after that.
Now, do these make us good at sports, or do they help us recover afterward?
Recover from
it's
sports.
For recovery, right? Yeah. I took one sip and my mouth is already sticky.
How?
You need to learn how to drink stuff. I don't...
Oh man, these are really, really fucking hard to tell apart.
I don't think I can tell a
Wow.
difference. If this was a blind
I
taste
can
That
tell a
is-
little bit of a difference.
I mean, the taste of lemon also kind of blows your tongue taste buds out, so it's hard
Yeah.
Mm.
I always thought Powerade.
One of them is a little more flavorful.
I always thought Powerade had a little more of like a bite to it. Maybe I'm entirely wrong about that.
I'm going back and forth a number of times.
I gotta take a sip of water in between going back and forth.
Geiger,
What?
he makes the sports drink. He makes the lager drink.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Tub thumping.
Okay. All right. So we got two
Indeed.
two sports drinks here, lemon lime. Geiger, tell us which you prefer and what are your ratings for both.
I mean, they're going to be the same for... I'm just going to give one rating because they literally taste identical. I wonder if there's even differences in the ingredients.
Oh,
sorry.
work call.
Another call. What's that? Hold on. I gotta wait.
Patch them in.
Yeah. I don't actually want to answer it. Hold on.
Why not?
Why does she get work calls at 11 p.m. on Sunday night?
Who the fuck knows? I don't know. She's an escort. I mean, a recruiter. Hold on 1 second. Yes. Uh-huh. I won the gold medal for jacking off. Oh. I'll be right there. I don't know why you're contacting me by phone, but okay. All right, take care.
Next time
right.
that happens, you have got to answer it while we're on the podcast. And we'll just...
Talk to me. What would you rate that? All right, back to these drinks. These are indistinguishable. Like, I really... Maybe it's because I didn't drink water in between or whatever, but they taste identical. So I'm not trying to be cop out. I really don't have a favorite. They taste the same. I would say I like Gatorade. I like these type of drinks. They are way too, like, this whole bottle would make me probably feel sick if I drank the whole thing, either one of them. It's too much. It's too sugary. I try to drink now like it's not G0, whatever the zero version of Gatorade is once in a while. G2.
Yeah, G2.
Yeah. Those are a little bit better. I get those from Costco a lot. I would give it all said, it tastes good. I think it tastes good, even though it's too sugary. I do like the taste. So I give it a Electro Tight. Yes, Electro Tight for both.
All right.
I mean, gun to my head, I guess I have more brand loyalty toward Gatorade a little bit because I've drank it more often. But honestly, you hand me either one of these at a party and I'll drink it. So
you're picking Gatorade if you had to.
I guess I would say
just
this.
because of marketing.
No. Actually, I would say this
You
because
sell
I like the Gatorade like fruit punch one a lot, like the other flavors, and I don't know enough about the other Powerade flavors to say they're as good. These two taste identical.
Wait, are we tasting fruit punch? I forget.
We're not. Jesus Christ. I have to... they taste the same. I'm giving Gatorade the edge because I know I like some of their other flavors.
These taste the same, so I'm going to do it because I like this other thing that's totally not what we're doing.
You piece of shit. I thought you couldn't be bought. Wait, you have a Gatorade deal.
Oh, yeah.
You're jacking off, don't
That's
you?
true. That's my sponsorship contract for the Jacking Off League it demands that I take Gatorade.
That's the best thing that come out of it was the Jacking Off League.
The JOL?
JOL?
When you win that league, like, instead of the Masters, they give you like a green jacket. So when you win that, do they give you like a grayish, clearish jacket?
It's a
no. It's the color of jizz.
It's a white creamy jacket. It's actually called the Masters bait. That's what they call it.
And the jacket is called the jacket.
The jacket it. The take off your pants and jacket.
Yeah, the Master's bait jacking it. All right. Jesus Christ.
The Master's bait jacket. All right, Chad, you're
up. Okay, flavor wise, I do think these have almost an identical flavor, but one of them actually is a little bit more tart. Where if after I take a sip of, so I took a sip of water, then put one in my mouth, sip of water, another one, and there was one that made like my cheeks indent slightly more. If that makes any sense.
How much more? How many millimeters?
1.6 millimeters.
Wait, is that good? You prefer the indent?
No, that is not good in this case. Because especially like I don't want something that's going to make my mouth like pucker a little bit if I'm trying to like recover, from like exercise or something. But I don't think either one of these is particularly refreshing to me. Like, maybe one of the other flavors it would be more refreshing, but
did we try one of the other flavors, asshole?
We're not tasting the other flavors, so I'm not going to take that into consideration. I don't particularly like either of these, actually. So I'm going to give them both an electro shite. But I give the slight edge to the slightly less sour one, which is Gatorade.
All right. I'm more on the side with Geiger here. The winner of the most recent 2019 Bukkake Cup.
Yep.
And I like them both. I'm going to go electro tight for both of them. I much prefer the Zero. They're too sweet. If we were using our regular scale, it'd be much more of a like than a love. But I do like it. And I like the Powerade more, though. I think the Powerade gives me about 1.5 millimeters less pucker than the Gatorade does. So I'm just more used. I drink more Powerade. That's the one I drink more. So I think that my taste is leaning towards that. I do like, in this case, I do like it better. Lemon lime, I would say, is one of my more preferred of these sports drink flavors over some of these like crazy blue colored ones, Frost Giant, and stuff like that.
Frost Giant.
Mean Troll.
I hate the Duff Rocky flavor. It's really...
Ogre Spunk.
I find lemon lime to be too, like, when you drink lemonade, you get that phlegm in your mouth. Like, it's too, like, I don't know, astringent or acidic. I need, like a berry flavor or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, drinking these like on their own is fine, but the reason I downgraded them is because I don't think this would be a good thing after a workout.
Right. Or
like
a hard JO session. You really need to
Right.
be hydrated properly.
Mm-hmm.
I generally get the grape flavor. That's kind of my go-to of these. But it seems, from checking the scoreboard here, that the Gatorade is the very slight winner because it has 2 preferences to 1. However, you really could probably feel the same about either one of these.
Yeah.
But Gatorade is the slight winner.
These taste more alike than when we did the like Coke Pepsi RC. I think these are like much more identical than those.
The one do you guys remember All Sport?
I remember it. Yeah,
that was a drink that it was a sports drink and tasted a lot different. It was like carbonated or something like that. It was definitely slightly different.
That's the one maybe I was thinking that Powerade tasted like, because you're right. There's like a bite in your throat with it that like doesn't exist here.
All right, Champ, tell them when or where they can contact us.
You can get in touch with us if you want me to autograph any of your Jacking Off League memorabilia, any of my cards or posters.
What, your rookie card?
Oh, my rookie card. There's a lot of stats in the back of that thing. That's not the only thing.
What color is the ink that you use for that autograph?
According to Chad, it's clear and gray, which I think you might need to see a doctor. I don't know how that works. I'm so sorry to all my family that listens to this. It's gross.
You brought this upon yourself, asshole.
I know.
You told your family about this thing?
I was such a prominent member of that community. I found a woman whose last name was Seaman.
That's true.
That's true.
It's absolutely true.
Well, half of that story.
The first.
Yeah, right. You can get in touch with us at youtrydat@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. We have a YouTube, You Tried That group. We're on YouTube. You can reach out on Instagram, on Twitter. It's hashtag You Tried That. We're on SoundCloud and Stitcher and all that good stuff. Share us your feedback, which one you like better, what your favorite sports drink is, anything else, suggestions for episodes, suggestions for snacks, whatever you like. We always like to hear from you.
All right, sounds good. And at that, we'll call it a day. The winner is Gatorade by Nose. And we'll see you next time when we'll be trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.